Hello everybody, well here's I parked my car right here beside the road. We're going to investigate something. There's a little village that's right up here, you can't quite see it, right up here. And there's another one just down there as well. It's part of the same village. Very, very small, right there. And they don't have a lot of flat land. And in the past, their farms were across the river here, across this bridge. Now the bridge looks like it's in pretty good shape. I've been across it before. This all over here is their farmland, and this is all abandoned. I don't think there's any land over there that's being used at all. Maybe just a few parcels. Maybe, I mean, for its size, I would say 95% abandoned. And you know, nobody's farming anymore. And I was here in the winter once, and I looked at this, I filmed it, and I want to come back now and do it again. Not that I like to go do the same places twice. I try to avoid that typically, but I want to see what it's like now, just at the start of summer. We're a week away from the start of summer, so let's venture across. There's some poop out there, probably monkey poop. And they've got it's carpeted bridge. Isn't it curious? Very, very stable, secure bridge. I feel comfortable walking across this the river. Here, there's a little tributary over there. There's one farmhouse here, and it goes back up there in the canyon. It's very, very. There's a sense of. I don't want to use the word dejection, but I really does have that feeling. That's kind of every village has a different character. I talked about a village last week that had kind of the unfamiliar character. I think something like that. I used a word like that. This one kind of has a dejected character. There's some beautiful, beautiful farms up there. Friendly people, but like I said, it has that feel to it. I can't quite explain it. So let's go across. Last time I was here, I saw a couple of farms being used, but for the most part, all this bridge is really wobbly. All of the growing had stopped. There's terraces down here, sandy terraces. I see a couple of cabbage down there. That's about it. But for the most part, for its length, it's being unused. There's something down there. Passing through spider webs now. This area here has some use. Somebody's growing something here. But then all of it out here, just an expanse. I mean, can you imagine the fertility of this soil? And it's probably been, you know, in many cases 5 to 10 years since anything's been done in these main plots here. This is all green tea that's overgrown. And there's a trail that goes down to this section. I see some abandoned structures over there. There are abandoned huts and stuff in here. I'm going to try and be quiet for a little bit. We'll just go through and let's listen to the sounds. I can hear some insect sounds. You can see another rooftops from another village over there. That one is on the other side of the river, and their plots of land are still okay. I don't know why, just the land for this village here, like I said, is right there and right there. Those is gone away, and so extremely. Okay, I'll be quiet for a second. Here we go. My sounds a little bit. That's a bath stool right there. It's been brought over from a home bath. It would sit on that while they're bathing. It's curious to see it out here. Great place for hornets to reside. I keep saying that and I never see any, but it is nonetheless. The last time I was here, the last video I did, I explored down this way. Next time let's explore this way. It's a big old bathtub. This little rain butt. Look at how the water is designed to, system is designed to catch the water, catch it in this, what is it called? What do they call these things? Culvert down to here. Filter. What's it catching in the filter? All kinds of leaves and stuff. And then drop it down here right into the rain butt, which is brimming over full. There's a water strider right there. One of the only types of insects that can actually live, species of this lives in the open ocean. There's very, very few insect species that live in the open ocean. There's actually a water strider that does. There it is. Species of Hemiptera order. That's with the stone, really a big piece of concrete there. And her chickens. I don't know what that is. Ooh, just a beautiful black wasp. No, that's not a wasp. What is that? I'm not so sure. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. Now there's a wasp. It's a spider wasp. Come in and check me out. Spider hunting wasp, big black one. Not as dangerous, no, not dangerous like the big hornets. Can you hear the rooster crowing? Oops, walking through a big spider with him. What's that? Larval insect, not a cicada. Something else. Oh, something falling in. There must have been an aquatic insect. See another one right there. Must be some aquatic insects in there, and the larval stage crawls out and then emerges as an adult. What is this? It's another farm shed. Watch what I put in my heads. Sometimes I find the big hornet nests in there, right under the eaves there. Almost sunk my head on them before. All overgrown here. Lots of creatures jumping ahead of me in the brush here, possibly some of the big huntsman spiders jumping out of my way. Well, crickets everywhere, grasshoppers hopping all over the place. Now we're getting into the thick stuff here. This is all green tea. This is a veritable shrubbery of green tea. Should I go left or right? I'm feeling like right. Look at this green tea is taller than me. I've been in places where it's so big that the trail goes through it and literally makes a tunnel through the tea. I better be careful here. I can't see where I'm stepping. I could step into a hole. There's a big spider web. Sorry. Don't want to break your web. I don't know why, but this one patch here of tea is being cared for, where everything around it is gone wild. This is the same stuff. Green tea. This is green tea. Looks like it was probably not cut this year. It should have been cut last month. So this has probably been abandoned. This is the first year it's been abandoned. And this has probably been abandoned at least a good 4 or 5 years. So this is tea. Someone's been walking through here, but they should have cut it last month. Unless they still haven't cut it, in which case that would be pretty late. I don't know quite what's going on here. We could be seeing the very first stage of abandoning, becoming overrun with weeds. See how the path here is stone lined down here? Farmers actually took the time to lay stones along the side of the path. Useful for nothing more than kind of I can feel my big spider web in the face. Oh, there's a yummy berry with a spider on it. But Spider, can I have your berry? I'm a little bit hungry. Why not? Yummy, yummy mountain berry. Mmm. Yummy. How up here? I see a structure. Big. Moth. Aha. That's interesting. That's actually a boar trap. See it right up there? And it looks like it's set to catch wild pigs, which are quite dangerous. And up here was gored and eviscerated 2 years back with a party of 4 hikers ran across a boar which attacked them. Like I said, gutted him, killed him there on the spot. And these traps are set to catch the boars. Those stones are tripping me up now because I can't see them. You don't know where the stones are. No, I was wrong. This trap is no longer being used, but it's basically been sitting here ready to go. This is really fascinating. I've never seen one of these ready to go like this. I could probably go in there and spring that trap and catch myself, and I would be really in trouble then. So let's take a look at how this mechanism works. This is totally ready to go. It's totally ready to go. And I'm sure that the way they do this is this flag up here. See from the farmhouses over there? They can probably watch for the flag, and if the flag is up, they've got nothing. If the flag drops, they've got something. So that might be the farmer's house right there. So they probably don't watch anymore because they're probably not using it anymore. So what would happen is the meat, or the bait would be over here, and the boar would come in, maybe even a bear might come in, and come in through here into the kill zone there, so to speak. And you see this mechanism right here? Reaching this thing? What was that? Heard that big groan, sounded like Susan about you. This mechanism right here? Well, the animal would try to get past that. See how it moves? And it moves this item up here. Although it doesn't seem to be moving readily. Maybe it's kind of jammed. And then it would cause this to move. That's wet. And pull the pin out. See how there's a little pin right there? This thing's being held up in place. This whole cage rack here is being held in place by this little pin right there. You can see the end of it here. You would pull that back. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Pull that back, and this whole thing would slam down. I don't know if it locks. Probably not. I could probably get out then, but it might be pretty heavy. And then the animal would be trapped inside. The farmer could come by and dispatch it. Ooh, nice, beautiful yellow beetle. Let's take a look. If I can zoom in on it. No, I can't get the focus. Should put my hand behind. That works sometimes. Active, sorry. Look at you. Aren't you beautiful? Yes. Okay, sorry. There you go, boar trap. Pretty, it's the first one I've ever seen in its spring-loaded configuration like that. I wonder if I'm getting any leeches on me. Here we go. Oh, who cares? Bye-bye, boar trap. It's interesting to note how it's laying there in wait. Clearly nothing's been in there for a while. I don't think there's any bait. I don't know why the farmer left it engaged like that. It's really getting hard to walk through here. Although this seems to be an old path. Well, good. I mean, so I made a video in this patch of abandoned area before, but I'm taking a different route this time, which I think makes it interesting. A big spider web right there. Excuse me, spiders. See the wall here? Sorry. Spider web all tangled up on me. See the wall here? Terrace walls. This is all farm terrace here. Tea. And a certain big rock. That guy fell down from up there. I'm getting completely wet now. Big spider, lots of spider webs. Okay, here's a fallen tree. And here, the animals have been here. See how the animals animals have a little trail going through here, probably a boar trail through there. And boars go through there. You can see some rocks from a terrace up there. It looks pretty impassable for the likes of me, unless I try to go up here. Why not? Right? I'll go for a slip. I'll slip. That makes sense. Wonderful. Fall and get hurt. Possibly. It's not very important. It just adds to the fun. I think I'm gonna make it. Whoa! Careful. Sorry for the weird camera action there. We made it. We broke on through. Ooh, be careful with the singing. Don't want to be singing any songs. YouTube doesn't like that when I sing songs. I don't think anybody does. Okay, here we are. We broke on through to another area. You guys figure out which big spider. Spider web in the face, and the spider's getting big. You feel them crawling across your neck later, and in the summertime they'll be the size of small mice. It's a little bit unnerving to feel a creature. Wow, look at that! I see a wall over there. Look at that. Okay, a little unnerving to feel a spider size of a small rodent on your neck. I didn't get that. I didn't come up with that phrase myself. I heard that on the read that in National Geographic. Here's a wall. Good, maybe we can go back another way. It's always good to go back a way, different way than the way you came. So someone's been here and cleared this out all the way up to this point. So like I said, there's another village. See, okay, you can kind of see now what I was talking about before. See how they have their farm over there? But that's another village, or another hamlet actually. And it's probably all one village, 2 hamlets. But there's almost no abandoned terraces there. It's all in nice shape. I bring my family. We have parties over there in the water sometimes. And one time I remember a boy got washed away, and the father and I raced down the river to try and fish him out of the river. That was so scary. You know, the boy just got swept away all of a sudden in the current, and just he's end over end, his feet up in the air, going down. I mean, it wasn't as high as the water wasn't as high as this, but it was high enough. And the dad took the low route, and I jumped up, and I was worried that the dad wasn't going to be able to get to this boy in time. So I jumped up, and there's a little road. See how there's a little road right along the top there? And I was running like the son of a gun, and my goal was I was going to get down to this end, and then I was going to jump back down to this wall and dump in the river and catch the boy. I thought I could outrace him before he got to that point. And fortunately, the boy got hung up on a rock, and the dad kind of floated down. He was stumbling. The dad, I mean, sure the dad hurt himself. I mean, he took off. The boy hurt himself too. They went up nuts about it. And the boy got kind of like tangled up. It might even be that rock right there. Kind of got hung up on a rock, and the dad got to him. Whew, that was scary. That was scary. So let's go back another way. Let's try to go back this way. Although that looks like a real wilderness, doesn't it? Just what I like. Real wilderness? Let's do it. So you say, Mr. Bell. So you say. Let's just see how you speak when you really try to dive into this stuff. I might be eating my words here. That is really thick. Now I wouldn't mind going through the thick stuff so much if it wasn't so wet. So something's been digging here, probably a boar. I don't mind going through the thick stuff so much when well, in general, I don't mind. Yeah, I would go through it. But there's a trail here where we can get a bird's eye view. Frankly, as I get older, I care less about those types of things, because every mild infirmity that I've suffered in my life has been just that, mild, and it wears off, and the reward of the experience itself, in hindsight, there's a farmer over there going to his field. The reward I'm walking actually on a huge dike. No, not that kind. These guys. I'm walking on a huge berm, that's a better word, that would protect the farmland here from the swollen river. And you can't see it, that can actually fall over the edge. There's another berry. Yeah, good. Yum, yum. Starting to get hungry. So, we'll walk along this berm here. That's a better place. We can actually see the farm below. Anyhow, I'll tell you about a story. When my dad was he's been gone 20 years, but he was a body surfer long ago. So the wall continues along there. But maybe we can drop down now and try to go through the thicker stuff. I wonder if that would be interesting, or the wall, if we stay on the wall. Let's go down and take a look and see how, scope things out. Now I'm going to try to do a jump down without getting poked. Now be careful, Kurt, because this is, whoa, I would have really nailed it if I tried that. If I tried to jump right now, this is a thorn bush, and it would have caught me, and I would have got an owie. So let me try to go a little more carefully. I have to step. Can't really see what's down there. There we go. Oh, crud. Oh, what the heck. Pew! Jump with caution. Here, a sea of green tea. Just a sea, an ocean of green tea. When I was little, I used to plunder underneath that kind of stuff. Just dive below it, crawl underneath it like a pack rat. What fun that was. Okay, it goes there. Here we are. Here's the wall. See a little more of this wall here. There's the river would come up there and extremely high water. But anyway, my father, when he was in his 20s, he was married to my mom and his best friend Gary. We were down. The two couples were down in Mexico and body surfing. I got to be careful. I could fall right. You see, that's a drop right off the wall there. I'm on the dike, but I could easily step right over the edge. Time to bushwhack, guys. I'm gonna bushwhack you. I have no idea where my feet are going down each step. Try to get you guys above here. Let's see if I can bushwhack, film, and tell the story of my dad at the same time. That'll be a challenge. Here we go. So he and Wild Man, his buddy, and there's prickle bushes in here too, poking me. Ow! Oh, good, I'm gonna lose some blood. They were down in Mexico body surfing, and while they were out there was a small raft with a handful of children. They had a handful of children, is that possible? In the raft, and they saw them out there beyond the breakers. And as evening came in, the kids never came in, and they were getting concerned, and they noticed a small group of mothers gathered on the beach. The swell was increasing as evening was approaching, and I cannot see anywhere where I'm going. And I'm walking a tightrope with a drop off on either side. Here we go. See? Drop off on this side, drop off on that side. I think I'm cool. So they realized that what happened was that when the kids had floated out, the swell was lower, and they couldn't get back in because of the size of the waves. So my dad and Gary swam out to the raft, and they decided it was too dangerous to try and tow the raft in. The raft would certainly capsize in one of the big waves, spill the kids out. So they decided to carry the kids in, one at a time. So they would do this, and I think they made one trip in. They got some kids in successfully, and they went back out and got to get another 2 kids. And Gary had 1 kid. Here you can see the dike area here, properly here. Gary had 1 kid, and my dad had the other little girl. Long hair, he said. And as they were coming in, a big swell came and plowed right on top of them. And my dad said his heart just sunk. A little girl, I mean, a tiny little thing. And I don't remember, he didn't say how old, or if he did, I don't remember. Anyway, the wave knocked her out of his grasp. She slipped out of his grasp and disappeared into the foam. Now, if you've ever been a surfer, or if you know what it's like to body surf or anything like that, you know that when we call it the spin cycle. At least I did when I was banging. When I was a surfer, we called it the spin cycle. And surfer is going to be okay, so I can get around. You get tossed around down there. I mean, it's a tangled mess. You bang onto the bottom, it takes you back to the surface. You got to hold your breath and wait for the wave to kind of release you before you can kind of come back up to the surface. It's easier when you have a wetsuit and the buoyancy, which they didn't, and certainly the kids didn't. No life vests or anything like that. And my dad said his heart he was underwater, tossing around. He'd lost the girl. She was gone. He said, just as that was happening, still being tossed around, he felt something brush across his leg below. And he reached down with his hand, and he reached into it, and he grabbed a handful of hair, and he pulled her up as gently as he possibly could under the circumstances. And it was the girl. And let go and grabbed onto her and he kicked to the surface and took her to the surface. And she had held her breath that time, this smart girl. And they got in and took him to safety. And my dad said that he was just terrified, just as I'm a little bit terrified. Look at this. I am really trapped. There's the bridge right there. But I've kind of run out of dike. And the only way I can see to get down is I'm going to have to plow through this stuff to do it. And you know what? We're going to do our best, right? Because we finished that story. Are we ready? Are you and I ready for a plow through? Are you ready for a plow through? Am I ready for a plow? I don't know. I think I'm ready for a plow through. I'll probably get more muddied and beat up than I already am. I'll probably get more cut up and stuff like that. But hey, that just makes the flavor, yeah, the delight of life so much more. And this is really thick. I mean, this is really, I got myself into it here. Wow. Okay, now I think I see a bit of an animal hole right here. We're gonna plow through the tea, shall we? I think if we get, now if my childhood memory serves me right, once we get underneath the densest part of the stuff, we'll have to go on down on all fours. It'll be wet, it'll be muddy, it'll be gross. But once we get down underneath, we should be clear. It should be like an opening down there. Yeah, like a tunnel. There we go. I'm on all fours now, crawling under the tea. Want to see? See? I see a structure up there. Let's go. I'll give you guys the same view that I've got. There's a can. Spider face. See, I couldn't really easily walk through this, and I've got to use my, there's a can. I've got to use my basic sense of orientation to kind of figure out where I am. See, if I try to get up and over a little bit, it's nasty, it's thick, it's thorny, it's barbarous. Now is it time to get into push through zone. Yes! I see one coming. A big spider web in the face. Yeah! We made it. We just came through that. But see how that's the way life is too, you know? Sometimes you see something like that and you're like, no way, man. No way, dude. You know, chill out, dude. I'm out of here. I'm not going through that. There's no way it's possible. Forget it, dude. But you just gotta look around. Look for an animal trail. Look for the path that wildness took. Yeah, that's the way. There's a cloth. Big barrel there. Look for the path of wildness. You know, find where, if not true wildness, if not the, well, I mean, everything is true wild. We're back into the path of wildness again. Here we go. This is literally a path of wildness here. I'm down, not quite on all fours. I think we're gonna emerge soon. Yeah. Sometimes you don't emerge. Oh, that hurt. Thistle in the face. I think we're getting close to salvation though. But you know, sometimes you just seek out the path of wildness, like this cricket here. You know, this cricket that's eluding my focus. Sorry, cricket, I'm gonna come through here. I think we're close to that hut again, where we were. See, it's opening up already. And wildness will show you the way, as Henry David Thoreau said. In wildness is the preservation of the world. It's so funny because I sent out a thing on Facebook earlier saying I'm going to go into the mountains to see if wildness is the preservation of the world. And what I'm finding now is that it's not just the preservation of the world. It may, in fact, be the path of the world, the path through. And look what I found here. Stumbled across a mulberry tree. Yes. These are mulberries. The farmers would have used these to feed silkworms. And that they would have had in the attic. They're ripe. These right here. Let me see if I yum. Stop and take a little sustenance in a rewilding mulberry plant. See the mulberries? There are lots of them up here. The farmers would have, I've talked about this many times, cultivated these to feed the leaves to their silkworms. Blood of the mulberry. It's not me. It is the mulberry that is bleeding. It is not my vacant heart. My heart knows no emptiness or expels no fluids from its dreadful endeavors. No, it is indeed the blood of nature which flows and reinvigorates me. Although it looks like death and destruction, it's really giving me sustenance. See what happens? That's the danger. You come out and you do this kind of stuff, and you'll go nuts. You will. Now, I see we can go that way, but let's go this way. I see there's more remnants of a path. We'll go this way, and then I think we'll go hang a ride up there. I like this thing. We'll hang a ride up here. So the lesson learned then for me is that nature, wildness can maybe the salvation of the world, but it most certainly leads us to a big spider in the face. That was a big one. It leads us to, it may lead us back. It may lead us home. Or it may lead us to death, which is just another version of said sanctuary. Especially how fortunate it would be to die in a place like this, where you have a chance to become something like this, because the components of your body are really nothing. Whoa, cool insect. Whoa, that's a Suzumibachi mimic moth. I don't know if I can get a good look at it. This moth mimics the color and the sound too of a hornet. That might not be quite the same one. Look how it's alighted there. There's a moth up here that it's not it. It's like it. It mimics the Suzumibachi in terms of color and the exact same sound. Sometimes I mistake them for the actual real thing. I've never been able to get one on film. I was hoping that would be my first. I think we're back where we started, friends. We're back where the trail is heading to the structure. We've pushed through and broke on through, as they say, to whatever side. and we come back with a rich experience of essence, of pure, unrefined touching, of pushing, of look at this little spider. I mean, talk about bravery of minks and muskrats, right? I mean, hey, you guys know that reference? Another one of my throw references. Well, look at all the way from there, a thin line all the way across. Now you are making a far greater endeavor than I would ever have thought the one I just did was. Your boldness in coming out here where the giants of the air are hunting all around, and you're simply hovering in space, a light in there. You're no bigger than my fingernail of my little finger, and there you are, all by yourself. I can walk right under. so much for our quiet passage, our sojourn through the abandoned field. We came here and we made it our own for a brief period of time. This was our own. This field, we owned it. We possessed it. We measured its length all the way to the end. We discovered its hidden boundaries in terms of the dike wall that we found there. We found some of its ancient mechanisms in terms of the boar trap and the huts, and we dug down deep into its innards and came out with a bit of a lesson and a little bit of blood loss, but we were rewarded for our efforts with sustenance from the field itself. I know. I sound like one of those guys that's going, hey, double rainbow dude, but I'm sure they mean it in the most sincere way, and I mean it as well. It may be just a liability, a reality. If you come out and do this kind of stuff, you'll probably experience it as well. It's the wildness that infects in the best way within us, and comes out when we're willing to park the car, step outside and walk across the bridge to discover what's out there. Thanks for joining me across the bridge and making this wild field a little less feral, or maybe it made us a little more wild. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.